Today at MEF, we're announcing the open source software project, the LSO Adaptor open source project. First person to hear it, Tony. I think that's pretty exciting. Very happy to be here with Telecom Review to be able to share that information with you. And importantly, what we've learned is that if we want to be able to deliver value to the enterprise, where a lot of their connectivity requirements are moving from data center to now data center to cloud, we're not able to do that without an ecosystem. We have to have a combination of partners around the globe to be able to meet the expectations of the enterprise. And to deliver that seamless network as a service experience, we need the partnership and we need the community of MEF to be part of that journey. This year, in fact, it'll be announced earlier today in Mark's presentation, then I'll provide a little more detail tomorrow. We've chosen to open source a body of software that we think is critical for adopting the MEF LSO API. So happy for you to find out first, Tony. Today we're announcing the open source LSO.
Software.
We're doing it because we've had significant demand from the community that we interact with. When we talk to our partners, whether they be on the buy side or the sell side, they've been asking us, how did you build the console platform and what could you do to help us make our BSS and OSS available in a MEF compliant format? And irrespective of who we spoke to, they all asked for the same thing. Can you help us adapt our software or our network to be MEF compliant? We thought, well, let's give back to the community because we've benefited so much from MEF's leadership that we've released to the open source community an LSO API adapter. So what that means is a company can take this software, operate it in their environment, and translate from the MEF API into their proprietary API, and vice versa. So if you're a regional internet service provider or even an ICT service provider, and you want to be able to deliver connectivity or compute or storage in a MEF compliant format, you can use this adapter to do so. A great question, Tony, and if I were to quote Linus Torvald, the founder of the Linux kernel, he would be saying that, often quoted as having said, many eyes make all bugs shallow. So some in the community, particularly open source advocates, would argue open source is more secure because you can read the source code. And it's proprietary software that presents the highest level of risk because I can't verify whether it's bug-free.
You're right. More control.
More control, more transparency, and we're not now the only contributors and maintainers of that software. We're part of a community that'll be maintaining that software. One of the things that Mark was able to highlight today is that irrespective of where the workloads are going, it's really now about data. When we hear about generative AI and the impact of AI on industry, what that AI is going to be consuming is data. And so industry needs to connect to data, and again, it's still about connectivity, but it's about the platforms that allow you to do that connection so that you can use your data as where and you need it. So if you think about AI models that are doing training, you need to get all the data to where the GPU and the compute is cheap to do the training. But then when you're doing inference, you need to get the data back to the edge so that you have low latency. When you're talking to ChatGPT, you're expected to respond quickly. So latency is critical. So one of the things that we've learned through the development of the Console Connect platform is you could call them industry verticals, or in our case, we prefer to refer to them as communities. Is that often communities will want to be able to interconnect with each other. And it's been difficult to do that in a B2B environment in the past because private networking typically is sat inside the enterprise. So one of the things that we've learned through the way that we've built almost a social network around the Console Connect platform is that we can facilitate people connecting to different industry verticals and partners that they need in part of their ecosystem. We think that design pattern in the platform will become increasingly valuable as more and more businesses adopt AI. You have your AI in your CRM, your AI in your ERP, your AI in your workspace tools. And all of those types of AI are going to need to have access to your data, but you want it to be private and secure. So how do you create an ecosystem around your business, a community around your business, so that you can privately and securely share the data that makes the benefit of AI available?